Hi everybody, it is almost already the end of October, a little bit over a week to go before Halloween, and I love Halloween. I love the decorations, of course I love the candy, I love seeing the costumes, I like how it feels walking outside when sometimes the nights are a little bit cooler, and the weather can be really strange this time of year. It was so cold this morning and wet, and now it's really hot and super windy, and that got me thinking about one of my favorite books that I like to read around this time of year. You guys probably already know it. It's called Room on the Broom. Now, some of the letters, some of the words, some of the pictures might look really familiar. I think they made a cartoon out of this not too long ago, but this book has been around for so long. I've been reading it to all my friends for years and years, and because it's by one of our favorite authors, Julia Donaldson. I read another book to you guys not long ago of the same author, Snail and the Whale, right? Where they take a trip around the world, thanks to the whale being so kind to the snail. Here I go rhyming again. But also, she wrote The Gruffalo, which is another classic favorite. I can't wait to see and hear what some of your costumes might be for Halloween, and I hope that you get all the candy you want for trick-or-treating. So let's find out what happens in Room on the Broom. Starts out with a very windy picture. It's exactly what it's like where I live right now. I had to shut the door because it kept slamming because of the wind. I have flowers on my table. They flipped over. Things are flying around. It's crazy Halloween spooky weather. Room on the Broom. That's not the first page. I got too excited. The witch had a cat and a hat that was black, of course, and long ginger hair in a braid down her back. How the cat purred and how the witch grinned as they sat on their broomstick and flew through the wind. I do like her skirt. But how the witch wailed and how the cat spat. Ugh! When the wind blew so wildly, it blew off her hat. What is a witch without her hat? Down! Cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the hat, but no hat could be found. They looked everywhere. Then out of the bushes, on thundering paws, there bounded a dog with the hat in his jaws. Well, he dropped it politely and then eagerly said, as the witch pulled the hat firmly down on her head, I am a dog as keen as can be. Is there room on the broom for a dog like me? Pretty please? Why, yes, cried the witch, and the dog clambered on. The witch tapped her broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. Plenty of room. How kind of her. The skies grew darker. I wonder what's going to happen. Over the fields and the forest they flew. The dog wagged his tail and the stormy wind blew. The witch laughed out loud. How do you think that sounds when a witch laughs? Is it more like hee 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 or something creepier? I don't know. The witch laughed out loud and held on to her hat. But away blew the bow from her braid just like that. Oh no! If the bow falls down, then the braid will come out, and then maybe she can't see where she's flying because it's so windy. There it goes falling. Gives us a clue what's going to happen. Just like in the Gruffalo and the Snail and the Whale. The books work the same kind of way. Down! Cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the bow, but no bow could be found. Oh no, not in this field. The cat's looking and the dog's looking. They don't look too happy. Then out from a tree with an ear-splitting shriek, there flapped a green bird with the bow in her beak. She dropped it politely and bent her head low, then said, as the witch tied the braid in her bow, I am a bird as green as can be. Is there room on the broom for a bird like me? Why, yes, cried the witch. So the bird fluttered on. The witch tapped her broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. That was kind. I bet that in such a windstorm, the bird's wings must get tired from fighting against it, trying to fly. I told you the skies were getting dark. Uh-oh. Now it's raining. Over the reeds and the rivers they flew. The bird shrieked with glee, and the stormy wind blew. They shot through the sky to the back of beyond. The witch clutched her bow, not gonna let it get away this time. But she let go of her wand. She needs a magic wand, of course. Down! Cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the wand, but no wand could be found. I see one sneaky little eye there. I wonder who's going to find it. Then all of a sudden, from out of a pond, leaped a dripping wet frog with a dripping wet wand. Oh no, he dropped it politely, then said with a croak, as the witch dried the wand on the fold of her cloak, I am a frog, as clean as can be. Is there room on the broom for a frog like me? Why, yes, said the witch. So the frog bounded on. The witch tapped her broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. Over the moors and the mountains they flew. The frog jumped for joy, and... uh-oh. What's happening now? The broom snapped in two. Perhaps she let too many friends on there. It got too heavy, and the broom could not hold them anymore. Oh no, now they're falling in all different directions. Down fell the cat and the dog and the frog. Down they went tumbling into a bog. The witch's half broomstick flew into a cloud. Oh dear, and the witch heard a roar. That was scary and loud. Oh gosh, on a dark, stormy winter night, what could it be? I am a dragon, as mean as can be. And a witch with French fries. Tastes delicious to me. I mean, anything with French fries, right? No, cried the witch, flying higher and higher. But the dragon flew after her, breathing out fire. Help, cried the witch, flying down to the ground. She looked all around, but no help could be found. The dragon drew near with a glint in his eyes and said, well, just this once, I'll have a witch without fries. Oh my goodness, what's going to happen? Who can help her? But just as he planned to begin on his feast, from out of a ditch rose a horrible beast. Can you see it? What in the world is that? It was tall, dark, and sticky, and feathered and furred. It had 4 frightful heads. It had wings like a bird. And its terrible voice, when it started to speak, was a yowl and a growl and a croak and a shriek all at once. It dripped and it squelched as it strode from the ditch, and it said to the dragon, buzz off! That's my witch. Look at all those eyes. What kind of a creature is that? The dragon drew back, and he started to shake. Oh, I'm sorry, he sputtered. I made a mistake. It's nice to have met you, but now I must fly. And he spread out his wings, and he was off through the sky. Scared him away. Then down flew the bird, and down jumped the frog. Down climbed the cat, and whew, said the dog. And thank you, oh, thank you, the grateful witch cried. Without you, I'd be in that dragon's inside. It was all of her friends standing up for her, climbing on top of each other, and since they landed in mud, they looked very scary. Did you hear that squeak right now? That was my door because of the wind. And now they rejoiced because they saved her and scared the dragon away. Then she filled up her cauldron and said with a grin, find something, everyone, throw something in. Oh, they're making a spell. So the frog found a lily, beautiful flower, and the cat found a cone, a pine cone. The bird found a twig, and the dog found a bone, of course. They all threw them in, and the witch stirred them well, and while she was stirring, she muttered a spell. Iggity, ziggity, zaggity, zoom! And then out rose, wow, look at that beautiful reaction it caused, huh? All those colors. A truly magnificent broom. Wow, what a magic spell. With seats for the witch and the cat and the dog, a nest for the bird, and even a pool for the frog. Yes, cried the witch, and they all clambered on. The witch tapped the broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. It looks more like they're in an airplane than a broomstick, huh? Such cushy seats, a snack, a light. How beautiful. And the frog gets to stay nice and cool. And that's the end. Off they rode. I wonder where they headed to next on their adventure. I hope you all have a very wonderful, wonderful Halloween. Mwah! Bye.